Have you had a recent fishing trip from the summer or even just in the fall period where you're just fishing a nice stretch of bank and you're wondering where are the fish? But I'm here to tell you they are actually out here. That is so cool. No better fish. Guys, I know it's not a big fish, but I'm about to try to help teach you how to find these offshore areas on lakes without contour maps, but more importantly, teach you why these fish are out here, okay? I'm gonna go try to catch another one. Okay guys, just to let you know, the spot right here, we found it actually during one of our recent high school tournaments. It actually helped us win the tournament. We caught a lot of fish there in cold. We couldn't get the big ones to bite that day. But anyway, I thought this was a great kind of teaching opportunity for me to you guys. I hate to share a really good spot potentially on this lake. I'm not familiar with this lake as I am other lakes, but it is, I think, a really good spot, and it's a lot of great teaching. But guys, before we get into that, just if you're interested, I do the electronic lessons. I also do guided trips, and then I do on the water lessons. It can be for anybody from the beginning to advanced angler, depending on what you want. The lake I'm actually on right now that I'm doing this on, I'm actually going to start probably guiding on this lake, but it'll be for big bass trips. So if you want to go, if you're from Arkansas or surrounding states and you want to try to catch a big bass, this lake has them. But it'll be a lot of teaching with the live scope electronics. We're not just going to go, you know, up and down. We're going to go throw it fish and big fish, try to get you your personal best. So if you're interested in that, check out my Jimmy Easterling Facebook page down below. Okay guys, now what we have right here, of course, this is a spot in the middle of the lake, and this lake has no contour lines, nothing at all, and the creek channels aren't that big. So I know one thing that I've talked to a lot of anglers, young anglers, and even older anglers that are not experienced, or even the experienced angler. They're like, hey, how do you break down lakes without contour lines? How do you find these offshore areas? And guys, it does take time behind the steering wheel, but you also need to understand, and I'm going to share this little tip, kind of what I always try to think about. See, fishing to me, I love the puzzle of it, okay? I love trying to figure it out. That's one of the things, man, I love catching fish. I like catching big fish, but there's that puzzle, and this is kind of that puzzle opportunity. So what I'm going to teach you here is when you're trying to find these offshore areas, okay, you got to go to the easy thing that's to find first. These stuff is not easy to find, definitely when there's no contour lines, but what you can find and see with your eyes, and you don't need a contour map, is look for the spawning areas. Okay, so right here, okay, you have two spawning pockets and banks that they can spawn at. They're shallower areas, 4 foot or less. There's stumps out there, a bunch of great spots for these fish to spawn at. This lake is a stained water lake, so it's not just going to be super clear to where they're going to spawn in 8 to 10 foot. They're going to spawn in that 5 foot shallower zone, and there's a lot of wood up there, a lot of great spots for them to spawn. So you start with that. You start with, if they go there to spawn and then you go up there to fish and they're not there, where are they? And that's the puzzle, okay? Then that's when you get behind your steering wheel and you start graphing, and you look for irregularities, okay? I know it's a big word, I don't want to mess it up. You look for irregularities, such as, could be rock piles, it could be a special brush pile, drops. Look for the drops, look for a high spot, look for something different, okay? Here later in the video, okay, I'm going to get behind and we're going to video me graphing and talking through what I see, and we're going to find this. I got it all recorded on my phone right here, so that's going to be up in the next segment to try to help you guys. But if you're up there in these shallow areas, guys, and you're not getting bit, and you're just like, man, where are they? And you don't know, you don't know where to go, and you look at the map and you just kind of, you're kind of not confident. Guys, just get behind it, and you don't even really need side imaging. Side imaging helps, but guys, I learned how to do this without side imaging. I learned how to do it with 2D and then down imaging. That's how I learned how to do it. Side imaging is a whole nother, of course, great tool that can help. Okay, so when you start graphing, look for the irregularities, high spots, ditches, okay? Those ditches are highways, guys. And this lake, like I said, that lake, right, that area of the lake, not deep. So you're just going to go graph, and depending where you're at, okay, if it's a lowland shallow reservoir like this with no contour lines, just go graph and try to find something different. And then, of course, now you got to think of forage, okay? Right now, there's a lot of bait in this lake. This lake has a lot of bait. There's a good red ear and crappie population, brim, crappie population. So the fish that are going to be more out there are going to be eating on potentially bait fish, and then crappie, okay? Your big bass might eat crappie, okay? And then there's some other things they can eat too, crawfish, right? The fish, I think, that are more shallower, this is my opinion, are feeding on the red ear. They're feeding on potential shad that are moving up, and then crawfish. They can be feeding on crawfish really anywhere, okay? So that's the next thing, is if you find a potential irregularity and then you see bait fish, then that's 2 of the 3. The third one's bass, or bass there, okay? So remember, you need either bass, or you need bait fish, or a cover, okay? That's the 3 steps of finding bass, okay? If you see 2 of the 3 on your electronics, fish it, okay? It's sometimes hard to see bass, okay? I know a lot of people always ask, how do you see the bass? How do you see the bass? Guys, I'm in Arkansas right now, and it's hard to see them sometimes because we don't have the giant populations that the Tennessee River does, that Texas does. So if you see cover, brush pile, rock, high spots, grass, whatever your cover is, and then you see bait fish, fish it, okay? Just go ahead, give it a shot. Now on baits, okay? For the summer, and I got a bunch of baits up here. For the summer, guys, when I find these areas, I always love throwing a crankbait at it first, okay? So I'm gonna throw a crankbait. I don't got my stuff here ready, okay? So a deep diving crankbait, I know there's one here I've talked about right here. This is a 6-inch C20 8XD style lure. This isn't that shad drone. Y'all guys heard me talk about this one a lot. I have a couple other crankbaits down there. I got a Spro on, and I got a, I just went blank, the Phantom Outdoors. Hopefully I didn't make it up. Timmy Horton's Profound Outdoors, Profound Outdoors, okay? I got it down there. I'm not cutting this out. We're rolling, okay? I got 3 crankbaits on right now. Crankbait. Then I might slow down with a jig, okay? It could be with a jig or a worm. All right, now this is summer, and I'm just sharing a couple different lures. Right now, as you just guys saw, there wasn't an Alabama rig. These fish here, I mean, the fall transition's already happening, and man, they are keying on bait and little bait, so they're crushing an Alabama rig. Other lures, Carolina rig, guys, finesse, shaky worm, kind of what you're comfortable with. If you're new to the offshore fishing, do what you're comfortable with. Now, just always remember when you're fishing these offshore spots, if it's a worm, jig, let it sink to the bottom and then work it, okay? Let it, make sure you get bottom contact. Of course, I love the spoon, guys. I have a spoon over here somewhere. I just lost a giant on the spoon, guys. I'm a little sick. I caught some fish with it, just a lot of giant fishing. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so, but for me, it's going to be a crankbait, then a Carolina rig, jig, and then I'm going to probably throw, you know, the spoon. I love the hover rig, too. If those fish are real finicky, I'm going to throw that hover rig. Guys, so that's just the bait deal. If you want more on the baits, leave me comments down below. But I'm just here trying to teach you more today of find the spawning areas and then think, where are they going, okay? And then when they go there, they're going to be around there. As long as there's bait fish, they're going to be close, okay? Or some form of forage. So guys, now let's go behind the steering wheel and let's go break in depth of what to look for on that on my Lowrance unit. Okay, guys, appreciate it. Okay, guys, what I'm doing now is graph. I got my phone hopefully hooked up to my Lowrance to help you guys out. Hopefully you can hear all this with my motor. But what I'm just gonna do, and what I did that day in that high school tournament, is I just graphed. Now right away, there are some bait. Now this is a different time of year. This is not the summer. This is kind of that fall, but I'm helping you for summer and potentially winter. So you see some bait fish right there along some stumps. What I do need to do is this real quick. Let's go here, okay? There we go. So guys, we're just gonna graph and look. So I'm gonna put this kind of down here, and I'm just going to talk right now, and hopefully you see. So right now you see some stumps over there. Those white dots can be potentially fish, okay? But see, we're in 7 foot right now. It's not that deep, and it's about 3 to 4 foot back up in here, and even shallower there. Now, like, there's a little grass mat that looks pretty nice. It might have a fish, and these banks right here look pretty good, you know, right with the cypress tree. But what I just did that day with them kids to show them is, hey, those fish spawn back here, and then they go somewhere. And so where they go, of course, they have to go somewhere out here. But we're looking for an irregularity. Right now, look, it's 8 foot, okay? So here we are, it is 8 foot. We're still flat. I'm not really seeing much on the side scan. I need my hood up real quick, okay? There's some potential, you know, some stuff there. And here we are, we're just going. Now look, it's a gradual drop right now. Nothing crazy, just a little gradual drop. But remember, we're looking for something different, okay? Now, and I can keep going. I'm kind of just staying straight right now, but I can kind of keep going. There's some wood there, but we're not seeing anything yet. So, and everybody idles out of here. You can't run like that's the boat lane up there. So anybody idles this, they should see this and pay attention if you are on the lake to where you have to idle out of these areas. So we're still here, nothing crazy. We're going. See some bait up there on the side scan real quick on the left, okay, on the left of the screen. Those are some little fish right there that you see in the middle. But still, look, there's not a big drop yet as we're going through this. Hopefully you guys hear this well with all my mics and everything. And that wind, you know, I can't control the weather. But here we are still, guys, look, it's just 10, 12 foot, flat, nothing, right? And I mean, I'm just, you know, and just looking for something. God, there could be a brush pile right there and that could hold some fish. But I've yet to see a drop on my side scan or of course down scan. A drop that's gonna show a shadow, gonna be a little bit of a drop. So I haven't really seen a creek ditch yet. Now we're about to get up here to the spot, so I kind of know where it's at and I'm not gonna try to go right over it right away. When we've had that gradual drop, there's a little stumpish brush right there. You're starting to see some of that high spot's right there. And I can tell it's high because you can kind of see a little bit of a drop. You actually can see some fish up there right now. They're not big, but you see some fishies up there. Now I'm out here in the channel, okay, and I still have yet to see, in the channel, the boat lane, this ain't the channel, the boat lane, and I've not seen that crazy drop yet. So here I am just idling, and I'm just trying to look for something that them fish can hold to out here, okay? And that day, of course, when I found this, I idled right over it. I'm trying not to idle over it right away, but we're about to have to anyway, just to kind of show y'all. So, but the whole thing is trying to find an irregularity. There it goes, here we go. Look, there's fish right there. Those aren't big fish, they're all kind of grouped together. There's fish right there, there they are. There's the high spot. So all of a sudden it was 12 foot, now we're at 8 foot. There's some logs up there. You see that brush to the right, and there are a lot of fish there right now, as you saw. Now, there's not as many big fish there right now, but there are a lot. But I will say, and I hate showing this, some people probably caught fish here before, maybe not, I don't know. But I'm saying this in the winter and summer, there are times where bigs get here. I'm talking some big fish. But now as you see, look, we're back to 15 foot. Back to 15 foot. So that little high spot right there. Now, of course, I didn't find this, guys, by just looking at the map. I mean, it took time behind this, graphing. Oh, there we go, looky there. There's some fishing, some bait right there, ain't that something? So, it's interesting. Now, that's the kind of forage these fish are after out here is bait fish. It could be crawfish as well. Now, if I go over here to the right, let's go to the right. Now, I didn't show it, guys, but that direction is another potential spawning pocket, spawning area, okay? Now, guys, remember, bass can still be up there because they could be eating brim. After the bass spawn, the brim spawn, bass will hang around. Bass in this lake are big. They are going to eat brim. Them red ear, they're going to eat the red ear. But as you still see, look, it's 12 foot. There's no irregularities over here, guys. So hopefully this worked, helped you saw just kind of what I was seeing, and just what to look for. Look for something different. It's actually getting deeper right there. We're actually starting to get a little deeper. You're seeing some wood, okay? Appreciate you guys. There's some more bait. I might go catch some of these fish. Appreciate you guys. We will see you on the next episode. Let me know what you think about this one. Leave me a comment down below. Uh-oh, got a little high spot here. A little high spot here. Shh. Ooh. Ooh. About to mark that. About to mark that little high spot. Okay. Okay. Why am I gonna put up a dupe? There we go. Oh, there's a good little high spot. Y'all just saw everything on it. All right, guys. Hey, we'll see you on the next one. Look at that drop right there.